I'm Josh Hicks. I'm in machine tool technology. I grew up in Clarkrange, Tennessee. I went to South Frenchurch Elementary, went to Clarkrange High School. I ain't been alive for too long, so there ain't much to tell, but
Okay. What year did you graduate?
2025.
2025. Okay, so just last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, how'd you hear about the machine tool program?
I was looking around at different TCAT websites, and I seen a video interview of my instructor.
Okay.
It looked like a pretty nice shop, so I just decided to go there.
So, was there anything in particular about machine tool? Did you know what was involved in it before you went into the business? Have you been around a machine tool shop or know anybody that does that?
Yeah, my dad has a shop at home, and he's got a few machines in there. And growing up, I'd always be tinkering in the shop, and he would be in there with me, helping me.
So you searched different TCATs and different machine tool programs?
Yeah.
Okay. And the interview with the instructor was what kind of pushed you to come to ours?
Yeah.
Okay.
They look like they had nice machines in there.
Okay. All right. Tell me about Mr. Crabtree that is your instructor and about what it's like in machine tool.
He's a pretty good teacher. I like his style of teaching. He gives you a problem to figure out, and then he'll help you, but he makes you figure out yourself. So that's kind of the way I learn, just trying to figure it out myself.
Has there been anything about the program that surprised you, like something that you didn't know was going to be involved in the machine tool program, and once you got in there you found out and it was kind of surprising, or did you pretty much know everything that was going to be expected of you going in?
I pretty much knew what it was going to be.
Okay.
Not really.
A lot of times I hear that there's a lot of math, or there's a significant amount of math in machine tool. Can you tell me, were you always a good math student? Was that not a problem for you, or?
I didn't like doing homework. But,
okay.
I mean, yeah, I knew there was going to be a lot of math. I've done some of that stuff before, and most of it is math, so
okay.
I knew to expect that.
So for somebody that might say, I don't like math, would there still be a place for them in machine tool? I mean, is it all math, or is there certain kinds that you do?
It's a lot of math, but most of it's simple math, like adding and subtracting, your simple stuff. There's a little bit of complicated math, but most of it's just simple math.
Okay.
And you get used to it after a while.
Is there anything in the program that you think somebody that doesn't know about machine tool, that it would surprise them that it's part of it? I know that's kind of a tough
Materials, different materials have a lot of different characteristics. You have to figure out how to work with that material.
Sometimes people don't understand what machine tool technology is and what it does, what it produces. What would you say if somebody said, why do we need machine tool operators? What do I even use throughout the day that comes from somebody that operates a machine? What are some of the things that we use?
So a lot of people don't know what a machinist is, and I guess what that would be is machining is the process of you need to make a part, and then you take a piece of material and using machines and tools you kind of carve away at that material until you get the shape of your part. And then there's different tolerances and stuff that you have to meet with that part, and that's kind of what a machinist does. And that part can be anything from a piston and a engine, or I mean anything you look at, a machinist is probably involved somewhere.
Sometimes the example I give people is if you look at just a door handle here at the school, that door handle has several moving parts and parts that have to fit together, and it's the machinist that has to make that happen. Is that a pretty fair thing?
Anything you look at, really.
And how detailed does that get? You talked about a piston. How important is it to get a piston the right size? What happens if you don't?
It's pretty important. If you get it too small, could get oil in your cylinder, and that could cause things to carbon up, which could cause problems. If you make it too tight, it won't move. It'll lock up. So we usually work within thousandths of an inch to get things right, and that's what we measure with.
Thousandths of an inch.
Like a human hair is about 3/1000ths of an inch. So
you got to be more detailed than that.
yeah.
What's a project that really frustrated you because you didn't get it right maybe the first time or the second time? You just kept working at it, but you really felt accomplished when you finished. Is there anything you've made that fits that description?
Most of them I had to start over at least once. There's one, it ain't really a part for anything. It's just kind of like it has a bunch of random operations you're supposed to do on it, like threads and different tolerances for the lathe. I was pretty proud of that when I got it done.
Okay. What? And I'm gonna break it up with some questions that don't have anything to do with machine tool, and then come back to that. Okay. Just to learn a little bit about Josh. So, tell me this: in your spare time, when you're not having to work or think about homework or anything like that, you talked about what's your favorite thing to do in your spare time?
I take her in the shop a lot. I make video games.
You make video games?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I use what's called Unreal Engine and Blender. Blender, you make all the 3D models for the game, and then Unreal Engine, that's where you do all your logic for the game, and you just kind of piece it together.
Are there certain types of games that you make, or?
It's a bunch of different games, whatever.
So you don't play? Do you play them after you make them, or?
I don't think I've finished any of them. I go about halfway in and never finish it. It's a lot of work.
Halfway of playing it?
Yeah.
But it's a game you created?
Well, no, I make half of it and then give up.
I see.
Lose interest.
So do you make that on a computer?
Mm-hmm.
Takes a pretty good computer to do something like that, I would think.
It depends on what kind of game you want to make. If you want to make like a photorealistic game, that takes a lot of computer power. But most of mine are just simple, not really realistic games.
When did you start doing that?
3 years ago.
Okay. So that seems to me like you'd need a lot of creativity to do something like that. Do you need creativity in machine tool as well?
Depends on what kind of machinist you are, but yeah, you have to figure out how to solve problems, and sometimes you have to get creative to do that.
What are some of the different machines that you use?
Maybe
start with the most basic and then up to the most difficult that you've experienced, because you've been in there quite a while.
Okay, so there's the lathe, which spins your material, and then you have like a tool post that holds your tool, and it cuts your material into like circles, and you can cut radiuses with different tools and use a threading tool to cut threads. It's kind of hard to explain. You kind of have to see it work.
Okay.
But then there's the milling machine where the tool itself spins, and it's kind of like a drill press, but you can move the drill bit, which would be an end mill, around to cut different shapes with it. And then there's grinders. Then there's like CNC versions of those tools that you kind of do all your work on the computer instead of turning knobs, and you figure out all the work beforehand, and then it kind of does it on its own.
Is there a machine you use more than the others?
Not really. It kind of depends on what you're doing.
Depends on what the need?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So do you enjoy this enough that one day you feel like it's something you could do for a living?
Yeah.
Okay.
For a little while.
Would you work for someone and I mean, I'm just asking for machine tool. What are the options of employment? I know some people have their own machine shop. Are there also places people can work, and what would be your preference?
Probably work somewhere first, because you have to have money to start a business.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of job opportunities right now, because not a whole lot of people know what machining is, and nobody's really getting into that. So there's a lot of shops and places that need machinists. It's probably a good place to, or a good trade to get into.
What are some places you know of that need employees in machine tool?
I don't know the names.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of shops in Cookeville that are looking for them. I think there's a place here in Oneida that my instructor was just telling me this morning that's looking for somebody. Well, they're looking for somebody that has experience, but there's a lot of places.
A lot of places in Oak Ridge, I think, also looking
Yeah.
for machine tool operators. Okay. So do you like this enough that one day you get some experience, you've worked in a machine tool, that you could see teaching this program one day? Would you ever want to be a teacher, or do you just want to do the program?
No, I don't think I want to be a teacher.
Why wouldn't you want to be a teacher?
I don't know.
You-
I don't know. I guess maybe someday my mind might change, but right now I don't think I'd want to be a teacher.
What do you think will be the toughest part about when you see Stephen Crabtree working with you, and you think about he's teaching? What do you think's the toughest part of his job?
Probably getting people to take the class, or I don't know. There's not a lot of people that know what it is.
I think you're exactly right. I think a lot of people just don't know what is a machine tool. Could you give me just a 30-second? I know, and that's what's tough about it. It's hard to explain machine tool to people, but can you give just a 30-second, here's an explanation of machine tool and why you should take it?
Just about anywhere you look, like all the products in the world that we have, somewhere or another you need a metal part that would either help make that, or that is what's being made. And a machinist is the person that takes a material, which is usually metal, and makes that part to certain tolerances using machines and tools.
Okay. I think a good thing to add would be you can get paid pretty well to do it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you estimate starting pay for a machine tool operator would be?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right. So tell me this. We talked about spare time. You make video games in your spare time. What about, it's been a long day, you're really hungry, what's the go-to meal? Do you have a certain thing you like, or things you don't like?
Steak.
Steak's number one.
Mm-hmm.
What would be 2 and 3?
Late night I'll eat ramen noodles if I get hungry. Popcorn.
Okay. All right. So for the folks watching this and wondering, should I go to TCAT? Can you just kind of tell us, should people come to TCAT, and why do you think it's a good place to come?
It's probably a good idea. It's a good way to get started anyway.